please like and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Jo, and this is Jo's Medicine Tarot. Here you will find shamanic tarot readings. Please remember this is a general spirit check-in, not a one-to-one spirit check-in, so you're not going to resonate with everything. Whatever you do resonate with, please take what you need and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. And I'd also like to thank the medicine keepers. These are the paid members of this channel. To become a medicine keeper, you just click on the join button. It's $2.99 a month. You get 2 medicine keeper readings a month. You get to vote on those readings. They usually show up at the end of the month. And you get to vote on those readings if you want me to make them public or keep them private for the medicine keepers only. And also I choose one name out of the membership every month for a free reading. All right, Creator, please bless this reading. Please bring in the knowledge and the wisdom and the guidance of all the realms, whatever is needed for the listeners. Please protect me and listeners from the high voltage knowledge and guidance that may come through this reading. And please use me as a clear channel. All right, you guys, let's get started. I hope everybody is safe and well wherever you are in the world. Let's begin. Creator, what are the messages? What are the message? Ooh, invocation. What is this? Invocation. What is this about? Invocation. You know, an invocation, it's like a prayer. You're invoking something, like to ask the question, why am I here? Why was I born? What's the point of my life? What's my purpose? That's an invocation. That's not just a question. That's an invocation. Absolutely. Ooh, illumination. Invocation for illumination. Prophet. Oh, very interesting. Yes, illumination. So I feel like you've been searching for the purpose of your life. Oh, beautiful. And the core of the reading is breakthrough. So I feel like you have the gift of prophecy. You have the discernment of spirits. You've been invoking the purpose of your life. Why are you here? What's the point of my life? And coming into clarity, you've been doing the work to clear away the fogginess of the mind. You know, that's what the culture is. Confusion, foggy, unclear, you know, but you've been clearing it up. And the more you clear it up, the more you see. Oh, I just got an interesting hit there. They're saying that it was just a wisp that went by. The fogginess and confusion that covered you was there to protect you and to protect the tribe around you from your power. Because, you know, let me tell you this, what I mean by this, and I don't mean like you're this all-powerful superhero. I'm not meaning a grandiose bullshit kind of warped thing here. What I'm saying is, When I came into my clarity, my spiritual elder told me, Joanne, you have to be careful. She said, your stutter is a blessing because it forces you to pause before you speak. It forces you to become aware of what you speak, because I can be super direct. I can be really, really direct, like a sharp blade. And she said, your capacity to speak truth and light up the darkness. She said, some people are not ready to have their darkness lit up. Some people are not ready to have their confusion and foggy, what is that, mist? You can't see, it's foggy, you can't see like a foot in front of you. She said, many people are insulated. That's what came through there. An insulation. You're either insulated by the world or the world is insulated from the truth. And that's what the fog is. That's what confusion is. It's not there to hurt us. It's there to protect us from truths that we yet don't have the language or the legs to carry. And some truths can be debilitating if we find a truth that we're not ready for. You hear a truth, you find out your spouse is cheating on you. That's a debilitating truth that you don't know how to carry when you get that kind of understanding. Okay? Unless you don't care, then it's whatever. But if you're really in love with your spouse and you find out they're cheating on you, not that I'm saying that's what's in the reading, that's just an example about how truth can be debilitating. Or you find out you have an illness. You find out somebody around you does. These are truths that are debilitating. They can be, if we're not conscious of ourselves, if we're not aware of our bodies, aware of our health, aware of our relationships, plugged into them. Are you happy? Are you, like when people are plugged into each other? So that's it here, is that you have cleared up your illumination. You're also coming into your gift of prophecy. You have the power of the truth. You can speak truth. If you're like me, and I'm feeling you have similar energy that I do, as being very direct, but also knowing when to speak and when to not, when to hold back. And I'm feeling when you come into your gift of prophecy, you have more of an understanding, because a prophet they don't just have a superhero of a prophecy. They understand. Prophets don't just see the future. They see the future because they understand the past. They know the trajectory of energy, where it's been pushed from, so they know where it's going to. Unless that energy is interrupted and sent into a different direction, that energy will land where it's meant to. Unless it's interrupted by the sender or by somebody else that gets a hold of the energy. Say that energy is directed at a child and there's like another parent there to steer those words away from somebody that's unconscious, like, somebody says something mean or laughs at your child's haircut or however, and the parent is able to or maybe even the child does. Kids kids are pretty they, when they get to a certain age, they're pretty sharp. Okay, so there's been some sort of a breakthrough here. Some sort of a breakthrough coming into your leadership. So you've had some sort of a breakthrough regarding your prophecy, or regarding your ability to speak the truth and speak clarity. I feel like when you speak, sometimes you piss people off. Cycle breaker, you're definitely, there's got some seismic energy in this reading. Holy smoke. Prophet, invocation, breakthrough, leadership, cycle breaker, like holy smoke. I'm speaking to somebody who is like, I'm speaking to Calypso. That's how I feel. Somebody that has grown into their energy. This reading will not be for everybody. Let me tell you that right now. Why? Because not everyone wants to be empowered. Not everybody wants to stand in their power. Yes, and vision. So yes, you are a cycle breaker and you do have the capacity to be very, very blunt. But you're finding a way to soften it. You're having some kind of a breakthrough towards your future. Towards your future. I'm feeling an acceleration of energy. I'm feeling you've come over the crest of some sort of challenge, and now you're coming down on the other side of it, gaining momentum because you have understanding now behind you. Beautiful. And what's on the bottom of the deck, beautiful, is resilience. Resilience. So yes, you didn't get here overnight. You didn't get here through being super sensitive either. I feel like you have thick skin, but yet you're also sensitive. But you can armadillo that skin when you need to. You can bristle. You can bristle. I'm seeing, like in the astral world, I'm seeing you bristling like a hedgehog. I'm also seeing you harden your skin like an armadillo. You have the capacity to bristle and to shield yourself. I'm also seeing your eyes are like reflective sunglasses. You're reflecting, there's a certain hostility around you and you're reflecting that hostility back. You refuse to get tangled up in someone else's passive aggression. I don't feel it's spoken. I feel it's an unspoken passive aggression, and you're not getting tangled up in it. Whether you've bought reflective sunglasses or just putting up a ritual of mirrors around you, imagining you are surrounded by mirrors that are faced outward, that reflects negative energy right back at the sender. So absolutely, I find people find you very hard to read. You know, forgiveness is a selfish act. Let me say this for a fact, man. Forgiveness is a selfish act. What do I mean by this? Because it brings you into the end of a cycle. It breaks through a cycle of holding a grudge and keeping you stuck in a cycle of power dynamic where someone's wounded you and you're waiting to have that wound resolved. And whoever was wounded you is going, I'm going to withhold everything and hold the truth, just like a dragon. A dragon is a hoarder of virgins and of treasure. So dragons are, what they say in the old myths. Not all dragons, but when there's a person withholding, yes, this is dragon spirit. And they are the withholder of virgins. So what's another aspect of virgin? Purity. They are a withholder of purity and a withholder of innocence. And I'm feeling that's what someone is trying to, either they think that's what they have within you, but here you go. Forgiveness is a selfish act. Because as soon as you forgive that person, whatever they're holding on to turns into vapor. Turns into smoke. It was all an illusion for the dragon. It was an illusion for you too, until you forgave and collapsed an energetic charge. Neutralized it, collapsed it, neutralized it. It no longer has momentum. Now, whoever this is trying to figure you out, but you don't really give a shit because you're not interested in getting tangled up in someone else's mind games and someone else's addiction to drama. So it's interesting. I'm feeling energy around you, energy around this reading of people around you that are watching you ascend, watching you break through, watching you break a cycle, watching you move ahead without them, watching you rise. Yeah, someone is watching you rise, and I'm feeling like it's chapping their ass because they were expecting you to chase after them. They were expecting you to chase after them. See, whatever happened here, I'm getting the dynamics, and this isn't going to be for everyone. This will be a few of you. There's some sort of a power dynamic here. Some of you went through something horrific. You put yourself in the position where you went through something that you needed to go through. See, whoever I'm speaking through is some sort of a prophet that is connected to your shamanism energy. There's total shamanic energy here, because whatever you went through, you put yourself in the, okay, they just said you shattered something in your life. You needed to shatter something. And whoever was watching you is not of that mind. They are more of a surface person, a surface dweller. They do not go into the depths. They don't understand the depths. When they saw you shatter part of your life, they thought you were foolish, but they didn't understand you were descending into the underworld. Whoever I'm speaking to, you were awakening a different part of yourself. You had come to the end of a cycle. You had made a major breakthrough. You had come through the end of a cycle in your life. It was the end. And unless you were, holy shit, okay, oh my gosh. Okay, whoever I'm speaking to, the creator just said, you knew you were gonna go down either way. Either way, you were going down with the close of a cycle. I'm seeing that where the shaman, you were swimming in the middle of a deep ocean, and you know you were going down. The ship you were on was going down. It was sinking. It was a contract and a cycle that had fulfilled itself. It was done. And you either hung on to it and sunk with it, or you jumped ship and dove to the bottom, because there was something waiting for you there. And this is all symbolic, okay? So whatever was at the bottom, you came up on the other side, a changed person. But whoever sees you is watching and thinks that you self-sabotage, thinks that you are, they underestimate you. They don't understand how intelligent you are. They don't understand the divine intelligence that was at work behind your actions. This person has not been awakened, and they've tried to hook you into some sort of drama, some sort of, like I said, some sort of a dragon, where they thought they were holding on to a piece of you until you forgave and moved on. And now this person's only been holding on to their own illusion, and they get to see themselves. You've moved ahead. You are empowered. You have moved ahead. The universe is supporting you, but whoever this person is, they are stuck in an old drama cycle. Oh, they are pissed. This is interesting. They're not even here yet. They're here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is, I was not expecting that to show up in the reading. What the hell? Okay, it's showing me the underworld, because with your ascension, you went through some pretty heavy challenges. Very arduous, difficult challenges that were required. To whom much is given, much is required. You will be required to go the depths. Okay, let's have some clarification now. Creator, please, with the Hermetic deck. Invocation is a death. Holy smokes, the first card out is death. So you invoking something within yourself, knowing that you would come to the end of a cycle, knowing that you could not pretend. Oh, I'm just seeing like, you could no longer fulfill a carnal role that you had been fulfilling, that you had been almost like trying to rise to a specific bar within that role, or whatever that image was. You were trying to fulfill an image of knowing, of being maybe a parent, maybe a student, something you had fulfilled a role. You had to work hard and keep it together. You had to stay responsible. You had to stay frosty. Doesn't mean you didn't make any mistakes. You made plenty of mistakes. That was part of the journey. But either way, you fulfilled the role. You fulfilled the role. And when you came to the end of it, this is Scorpio energy. What did I just say? This shaman of the zodiac. There was a shamanic part of you that was coming, that was beginning to awaken. And when you dove to the bottom, when whatever cycle and whatever ship you were symbolically sailing on began to sink, and you dove to the bottom, the fact of you diving was you initiating your shamanic knowing. You know you have an internal guidance system within you that takes you where you need to go, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it feels counterintuitive. You know, like I said, to the whoever's watching you thought you were a fool. They saw it as counterintuitive, but they didn't see the intelligence behind the scenes, because this person has not awakened to their own inner intelligence. They can't see you. They can't see who you are, but you do. So whatever happened here, there was a death. By you even invoking this, for what reason am I here? Knowing something was ending in your life. And now it is time for you to call. Not only that something is calling you, but you are calling it. Why am I here? Hello? Someone needs to answer me. Creator, please answer me. Ancestors, whatever it is. And I'm feeling like you were absolutely answered. Your illumination clearing up the fogginess. The magician in reverse is a magician that has been misdirected, but is oftentimes, when I see this pointed down, I see a magician that is surviving in the first three chakras of your body. Those are the survival chakras. So Chronos is not only the birth chart, Chronos is also present time. It's the physical world where everything is slow. It's the tribal mind, it's the physical world, it's time, it's Chronos. It's very, very dense. It's like you're moving through lead. Okay. So you and Chronos in the first three chakras of your body, you were learning to survive. But in the first three chakras of your body, it's not clear. So you were illuminating this. You were going into your underworld, down into the underworld, into the first three chakras of your body. Okay, that's when we live in the first three chakras of the body, we live in the underworld. That's why shamans have to go into the earth to go get pieces of their clients' souls or astral bodies. Because most people live in the first three chakras of their body. Very few of us, there's maybe more now as we're becoming more evolved. There's probably more now that are entering into the heart, and the fifth and sixth and the seventh. But it doesn't mean you throw away the first three chakras. Those are the foundation of your understanding of Chronos. You need this understanding. Don't throw that out. That will save your life. Okay? So absolutely. So illumination of understanding your Chronos, understanding the survival patterns that you lived, your patterns of survival, what you had to learn in order to survive, okay, in your world. Why do I have... Okay, there we go. There's the next one. The devil in reverse. What? Okay. So there we go. You understanding Chronos. You know, you understanding Chronos, so something in your life coming to an end. Oh my gosh, this was your contract with Chronos, your contract with the first three chakras that you had fulfilled. You had gained enough knowledge within you. And plus, with the close of a cycle, it wasn't only that you had gained enough knowledge, it was also the timing of it, because you had fulfilled the end of a cycle. Maybe your kids had grown up. Maybe you'd come to the end of a career. Maybe your marriage had ended. You know, they talk about conscious weddings and things like that. Okay, yes. Conscious weddings, okay. When people get married, whether or not they decide to have kids, whether or not they decide to go into a business, whether or not they decide to buy a house, whatever it is, well, when they fulfill that contract, the kids are now grown. The house is now paid for. The business is now established and succeeding. Now that is done, that role is done, that contract is fulfilled, that cycle is done. Most marriages fall apart at this time, unless the couple can come together and say, okay, baby, the kids are grown up. Do we want to continue on together? Or is this where the contract ends? Sometimes people split up at that point. No, I want her to have a family. I've had a family, now I'm done. Now I need to plug into me. Or sometimes they say, hell no, I'm not going to leave you. We're going to stay together. We're going to travel together. We're going to whatever. Let's sell the house. Maybe you guys had a kid and bought a house. Maybe let's sell the house and let's go travel. Let's sell the house and buy a sailboat and just go and travel around the world. Just live the rest of our lives spending and working part-time at port to port. The kids are good. They're looked after, you know, like all of that, you know, like that's what I'm seeing here is some sort of role that has been completed. Whatever this role is, could be kids, could be you've come to the end of a tenure. What do you do? What next? And with this, you understanding, and I'm feeling this was having to do with raising kids and surviving. It's you've not only raised yourself and grown up, but you've also now raised other little human beings, if you're parents, or maybe you had a business and you had trained a bunch of people under you. Like something has happened where you are done with a certain understanding about what you needed to know to survive, what you needed to know to graduate, like to what you were in the contract, what your contract was to know, to learn and to know up until this point. Now you enter into there's another gift of yours coming online, and that is your prophet. That is your discernment of spirits. So, you know what I'm seeing here is like Dolores Cannon, and Dolores Cannon talks about this in one of her public videos, where she said she didn't come into her higher vibrational work as a hypnotherapist. She said until after all of her kids had been raised, she retired. I think she was a school teacher, so her job with the Ministry of Education had come to a close. Her role as a parent had come to a close. I mean, she's still a parent, but her kids don't need her anymore. They're now parents of their they are now parents of their own kids. So her role, her career had come to a close. Her parenthood had come to a close. So many roles had come to a close, and then a new role came online when she became a hypnotherapist. And I think she probably went, I think she went back to school and the whole bit, but it was a whole new change of roles. And that's what I'm seeing here is a whole new change of roles. Something activated within you. A whole new role came online. When you had finished certain roles in your life, a new one was activated. And you developing this role released you from a kind of a bondage. For some of you, the roles you were released from were like a bondage, were very heavy. They were part of your learning. They were part of your contracts. Maybe you were really committed to them and you were really, really dug in also too. So it was the end, but to come into your discernment of spirits, into your something else activating within you and waking up, releasing you further, releasing you at a much deeper level. You're not just making beds anymore, like you're making lunches anymore. It's not just that you're no longer training people on the point of sales or blah, blah, blah. It's not just about that. You are done with this level of consciousness. And there is a new level of consciousness emerging, but you needed the foundation of survival. It's like Maslow's scale of needs. You need to have the foundation set before you can carry the glory of God. You need to develop the legs, develop the experience of wisdom in your legs if you're going to carry any kind of higher dimensional vibration. Otherwise, people you won't be believable. You won't be plausible. It's like what Bruce Lipton talked about when he wrote the book, The Biology of Belief, and proved what Christ taught about what you think you shall become. And you can change your life. The human body can change all kinds of things. And he's trying to, show people, what we are capable of. But then some of his colleagues said, Bruce, look at your life. Your life is a mess. If you're gonna get people to take you seriously, he had to develop his own Maslow's scale of needs. Like he had to make sure his own immediate needs were looked after. He had to now start applying the work into his own life and setting the example of what he was teaching. And that's what I'm seeing with you. You had to set the example of what you were teaching and bringing yourself out of bondage. Whatever this was, whatever was into this, whatever was a part of your training. There were certain survival mentalities in this bondages too. Certain even mental limitations that you're putting down, expanding out of mental limitations. Going beyond the pale, going beyond where you've been. Yes, pushing beyond your own inner limitations because of something waking up in you that is requiring you to push beyond what you currently know. Even if that means going back to school, joining a meditation, learning from a guru, from a spiritual elder, like whatever it takes. Eckhart Tolle had to do that when he had his huge awakening. Okay, the King of Cups breakthrough. I feel like you have broken away from somebody that had given you a lot of really bad advice, but somebody that was a king in your life, some sort of, maybe this was a part of yourself even too, that you... No, I don't feel that. I don't feel this was a part of yourself. I feel like you've broken through some sort of a relationship with an elder, some sort of a king, somebody who had authority in your life, who you gave authority to. You agreed with yourself that this person was powerful or in a position of leadership or however. But I'm feeling like whoever this was had given you some really bad advice. And there was a level of coldness. This person was cold. You could never really get close to this person. I feel like you would hemorrhaged a lot of your power trying to get close to this person. And you have broken through your sense of obligation to them. I feel like you had a sense of obligation to them, whether this was a parent, someone. And this is what has, this puts you on to your path of leadership. You don't want to be leading like a King of Cups in reverse. You don't want to be giving people bad advice based on old insecurities. You want to give people good advice in which they will be empowered. They will feel supported and esteemed, even through their mistakes, seeing how their mistakes are supporting them, not shaming them and robbing them of their energy because of their mistakes. Like, no, or diminishing them. So I'm feeling that you pushing through this King of Cups in reverse, you pushing through somebody and moving beyond, letting go of your attachment to somebody who was very unreachable. I'm feeling they were connected to this old world that is dying. Whoever this King of Cups is connected. This King of Cups in reverse is connected to the ship that was sinking, that you are releasing yourself from. And it is setting you on the path. You're letting go of the ship and having to tread water of your own strength for a season is what develops your leadership, to know the waters, to know yourself, to know your strength, to know your wisdom. To develop your faith, very much so to develop your faith. Yes, I'm feeling you pushed off from a ship that was sinking. I'm seeing even like that Titanic, and you pushed off and now you're treading water, deep, deep water. And you are a cycle breaker, the King of Swords in reverse. You're a cycle breaker from domestic. Oh, why is domestic coming up there? Maybe this has to do with family or with families, or maybe people that felt like family. Maybe you'd been around with this community for a long time. It felt like home for a long time, but it was like it was not reliable to you. It was very harsh to you. It was obstinate to you. It was a very sadistic environment. You've broken yourself out of an environment, out of a cycle. I feel like this was part of your conditioning, and little by little you've been standing up to it, standing up to it, standing up to it, standing up to people that had the same energetic signature as this King of Swords in reverse. So that's what I mean. King of Swords is somebody who is crystal clear. When it's in reverse, it's confusing. It's very manipulative. It's very cunning. It's very cunning. People that say they like you and smile in your face, but then they're plotting against you behind your back or crossing their fingers behind their back. Somebody who even throws rocks at you and hid their hands. You have broken away from somebody who you always sensed was off. You could never really nail them down. You could never really level with this person. There was never moments of where you guys had resolution, like a feeling of settled. There was never a feeling of settled. You never ever, oh my gosh, what that tells me is you never entered into a season of rest with this person ever. It was always angst. It was always frustration, and you have broken out of a cycle. I'm feeling this work is layers upon layers upon layers of work that you have been chiseling away. And yes, this has all been work happening all at once. While you're doing one thing, while you're invoking things, it is awakening things. While you're moving into the awakening things, it is pushing down the barriers into other areas of your life. As you're entering through the barriers that have been pushed down in your life, it is ending relationships. It is ending your dependency upon systems that are failing, systems that are sinking, systems that are done, roles, relationships, contracts that are fulfilled, contracts that are now dissolving right under your feet. As these contracts dissolve right under your feet and you're treading water, it's developing your leadership. Like, that's what I mean. I feel like there's multiple layers happening all at once while you were doing the work. Like, as you're doing one thing, it's healing and developing a myriad of other things at the same time. Okay, and that's what I mean. So the cycle breaker, you're breaking out of a relationship with the manipulator. You have broken out of it. It's not that you are. I'm feeling like you have. Maybe for some of you also, that came really clear. But for others of you, you could be on your way to doing this. You could be. You will be coming into like breaking a cycle. But for others of you, I feel like this has already happened. And the Ace of Pentacles upright for vision. Your vision is becoming grounded. You are grounding your vision. You are grounding your vision. Oh my God, that is so powerful. Like, are you kidding me? Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups energy. Beautiful Queen of Cups. So very nurturing, very, very, very loving, very supportive and loving energy that you are developing within you. This is beautiful. Okay. So Creator, what was the death? What was the death? What was the death? We'll just do a couple of... I'm not going to clarify them all. I'm just going to clarify a couple, though. What is the death? What ended? What ended with the invocation? That's part of it. Okay, not yet. What ended with the invocation, Creator? What was the death with the invocation? The end of injustice. The end of injustice. The end of some sort of injustice that you had been experiencing in a previous cycle. I'm feeling like whoever these kings are, King of Cups in reverse and King of Swords in reverse, somebody very manipulative and very somebody who really didn't have your best interest, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it. They're not conscious. They are not conscious. What is the Magician in reverse, Creator? The Magician in reverse. Yes, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what they're saying with this is you understanding the first three chakras, your lower world that you had to learn. This is the foundation you stand on now. The things that you have taught you how to survive, clearing up, getting very clear about who you are, knowing about the skills you've had to learn in order to survive. This is what has made you incredibly resilient now. Injustice can't move forward with you. It can't. You're too clear. You are too clear. What is the bondage that you have come out of? Yes, the bondage you have come out of is being stuck in the land of the dead. You have come out of being stuck in the land of the dead. This is now in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse. This is what you've come out of. Holy smoke. Beautiful. What is the breakthrough? Yeah, I may as well. Oh my God. King of Cups in reverse, King of Cups upright. You are the King of Cups upright. Holy smoke. I'm feeling like you have like plowed through somebody or through some people. Like you really, just with your own presence and your own clarity, your leadership, treading the water that you've jumped out of, that you have disconnected from a major ship that is sinking, the treading of water and the developing of your leadership skills. You've gone through many obstacles developing your muscles and your legs. Yeah, having to deal with people that were insolent. You're leaving behind people that were insolent, conceited, even rude, just very very treacherous. But you've treaded the water through this. Oh, it's interesting. They're showing me the Titanic. You're not the only one that's in the water. There's people around you that are treacherous and deceptive, and they're treading the same water. But I'm feeling, like I said, a shaman swims in the same sea as the schizophrenic. The only difference is the schizophrenic will drown, the shaman knows what to do and will dive into the depths. Okay, and that's it here, is you know what to do in the midst of other people that are obstinate and treacherous. And I'm just seeing like just very surface people that really don't know how to survive in the depths. Okay, but you do. What is the King of Swords in reverse, Creator? Yes, a cycle breaker. You broke the cycle because you had a moment of clarity. That's what enlightenment is. Baby, enlightenment is a single moment of clarity. That is all it is. People make it out to be this end game. It is not an end game. Like I think it was Kabir who said, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, baby. You still got to put gas in the car. You still got to put food on the table. You still have to make the bed. You still have to clean the bathroom. You still have to do all the things. Part of your dharma. Enlightenment does not deliver us from our dharma. It delivers us to our dharma. Even more committed to our dharma, to the little tasks, the mundane tasks of the day that are not all, saving the world. No, you're just saving your world by looking after yourself. Okay, that's what it's all about. Okay, so totally. So yes, a single moment of clarity where you broke out of a cycle. You had a sudden awareness where you could choose happiness. You choose yourself. Absolutely choosing yourself. Yeah, and coming into a place of acceptance. You don't have to fix this person. You don't have to change them. You can let go. You are letting go. You're choosing you. You are choosing you. Yes, and there is somebody pissed right off that you are moving through the eye of a needle. You are moving through the eye of a needle, and there is somebody here who wants to confuse you, wants to stop you. Good luck. Good luck. So you guys stay true to yourself, stay true to you, and no one will be able to mess with you. What's on the bottom of the deck is the the Knight of Wands upright. You are definitely taking action. You're not just dreaming about entering into new, or not just dreaming, but you're not just coming into new conceptual expansion. You are actually activating this expansion, activating your expanded vision now. It will come into play. There's going to be, and even though you're coming into your active vision, it's not always going to be clear also. It's not always going to, you're going to have your own, yes, okay, so activating your vision, okay, they're asking me to bring into this before I end the reading. What is it? Revelations create revolutions. Visions, when they come in from the top of your mind into your head, they're cheap. They don't cost you anything. But as soon as they land on the earth, as soon as you start taking action to fulfill this vision, it could create a revolution. I will give you an example. Take a look at the vision of truth and reconciliation in Canada, or really in any country. Truth and reconciliation requires a shift in power of both cultures, whoever is involved in the truth and reconciliation, whatever cultures are reconciling. Maybe this isn't even a culture, maybe this is within a family. There must be a shift in power. And if not everybody is invested in making that shift, there will be no truth and reconciliation then. It may happen, but slowly, very slowly, at Chronos level, okay? Not Kairos. Kairos is when you are no longer bound by the physical world, but you are now moving through and with something within you. You're not dependent on organizations and committees and things of the world to move at world speed. You are now doing your own work. Okay? And cosmic is an even more accelerated. But doing your own work in Kairos, that's present time. That's when you heal from your trauma of the past that brings you more into present time. And you know how you tell you're in present time? Think of your most worst form of humiliation. Do you picture something from the past? Or are you having a hard time seeing what that is? Because that's now. I mean, if I think about it, like when I did this exercise, I was shocked. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't go to the past at all. So that showed me I was done with the past. See, and that's what I mean. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was done with the past. Here I keep going to the past and knocking at the door, you know. The past is like, we're done, lady. But not knowing, you know, so there we go. So whatever this is, you're making a shift in power, and you're going to be, with this new activity coming in, if you activating your visions, empowering your visions, grounding your visions. You're no longer barren in this vision. It's now happening. But you're going to be meeting people that are not going to be in support of it. They're not going to understand it. They may even try to stop it. They may see it as unrealistic. Maybe you see it as unrealistic too. That could be it too. Just natural fears that come up in us. You know, hey, listen to this. I'm going to leave you with this. They're saying the greater the love, meaning the greater your love, whatever this vision is, if this is attached to your self-love, the greater the love, the greater the shadow or the resistance will rise to destroy it. How many relationships have people gotten into and then they sabotaged it? Or like a job or a new experience that they either sabotaged or whatever, and then blame the other person. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is. This is either going to be resistance coming out of you that you're not aware of. And don't get scared of this. It's just karmic runoff. New levels, new devils. What are the devils? Karmic runoff. That's all it is. Just notice it. Carry on. Don't fight against it. Don't try to lay your hands on it and heal it. It has to run its course. Just let it run off like an excess of consciousness, Like when all the snow is melting off all the mountains and you get all the excess runoff. That's all it is. You can't stop it. You can't make it go away. That runoff on the melting snow has to go somewhere. Well, this is runoff from you because you're entering into new altitudes. Okay, you guys, I love this reading. This is powerful. I didn't expect this to go for a whole hour. Thank you guys so very much. Job well done. You guys are doing phenomenal. Alrighty, you guys, I love you all so very, very deeply. You have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next reading.